Hello everyone! If you are new here, my name is Colleen and I'm on a journey to lose 100 pounds. And if you are returning, please remember to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button on this video. I really appreciate you watching. I want to get right into this video and talk a little bit about how my week went. It's dark outside already since it was 5:15 when I started filming this, but because of daylight savings time over the weekend, it's already dark, so I apologize for like the weird lighting in here. I want to get right into this video and talk a little bit about how my week went. It was a little bit of a stressful week. There was just a lot going on last week, and I'm really glad it's over. But that being said, I also wasn't exercising last week because it was the week before my 5K and my hip has been bothering me actually. So I really just wanted to take the week of rest so that I would feel really good for the day that I am going to be running my 5K, which is tomorrow. But usually the exercise will help me to kind of combat the stress and deal with whatever sorts of emotions I'm having. So without that, it's just a little bit of a tough week and I was a little bit drained. But fortunately with my meals, I did do a lot of planning in advance. So I knew what I was going to be making for dinner every single night of the week. The planning did really help me. And I think that moving forward, that's something that I want to do in future weeks. So I just really liked that I could look ahead at my schedule for the week with work and personal tasks to do and just see where I'm going to be busy or less busy and then plan the meal around that. And the other thing about meal planning is that I was able to plan for meals that I really like and find healthier versions of things that I have been craving so that I don't necessarily feel deprived. So one night, we made cauliflower pizza using a cauliflower pizza crust from Trader Joe's, and it was so good. And pizza is something that I just absolutely love. I think I mention it in every single video, but I haven't had it in almost 3 months. So it was really nice to make it at home, know exactly what ingredients I'm using, and enjoy it. Now that I know that I can do that, if I just do a little bit of planning, go on Pinterest, find a recipe that I want to make, and get the ingredients ahead of time and really enjoy it. It's just wonderful. So that has opened up a whole new world for me. I'm not a huge cook. I'm not great at cooking, but all those recipes out there, it's if you just follow it to a T, it's going to come out pretty good. Most of them. Oh, so it was Halloween. On Saturday, it was Halloween, and I had known that was going to be a little bit of more of a splurge day in terms of food because, candy, you're celebrating, it's a holiday, and especially this year because with COVID, there's really not that much going on. So, I absolutely love Halloween. I love musical theater. I love costumes. I love makeup. I love everything about Halloween. And this year, there was no party, nothing. So, we actually decided to take a long walk around the neighborhood and see what was going on, if there was any action, great decorations or great costumes or anything like that. But we ended up walking for about 3 miles on Halloween night. So that was really great. It wasn't intended to be let's work out to burn calories. It wasn't that at all. It was just a more of a walk to get out into the neighborhood and see what was going on outside of the apartment. So, but that really made me feel good. And then all of the other food that I had, I had pumpkin spice pancakes. My boyfriend made us pumpkin spice pancakes, and they were so good. So good. So that was a really nice special treat for Halloween morning. And then for dinner, I made a layer dip, sort of a 7-layer dip with tacos. But it had fat-free beans, light sour cream, guacamole, and then just olives, tomatoes, and green onions on top. Oh, and light cheese, light shredded Mexican cheese as well. and I decorated the top to look like a spider web. And I had planned for myself to enjoy one Reese's pumpkin. So, you know, it's sort of like a peanut butter cup, but it's in the shape of a pumpkin. I absolutely love Reese's peanut butter cups. I would say they're in my top 3 favorite candies. My number 1 is actually Kit Kats, but I feel like I can't just have the 4 sticks. Like, I need to have the king size. And that's not what I was trying to accomplish this Halloween. So I was like, I'll just have one Reese's pumpkin and that will be my Halloween treat. Let me tell you, that Reese's pumpkin was like the best chocolate I think I've ever had, because I feel like I don't have chocolate that often. So it just made me appreciate it so much, and it was so good. Thinking back to previous Halloweens, I would buy a few bags of chocolate, like the kind that they sell in the grocery store to hand out to trick-or-treaters. I would buy a few of those bags starting October 1st and just keep a candy bowl in the living room and like eat it all month. That was me last year. I would go through like a lot of chocolate, eating it every single day almost in the month of October, and I didn't do that this year, and that Reese's pumpkin was so good. and I'm really proud of myself because this shows a change in behavior. Halloween was Saturday. Last night, because we still had company, we went out to eat, which was great because I got a little bit of a break from cooking, but we decided to go out for barbecue, and I love barbecue. Love it, especially brisket. I feel like every time I go to a barbecue place, I almost have to get brisket if they have it. So I got that, and then it came with mashed potatoes and cornbread. And I did ask the waitress if I could sub something, and she said that, oh yeah, our vegetable today is carrots. And I was like, carrots? That doesn't sound good. I mean, I like carrots, but I was like, nah, I'll take the cornbread. So I did have it, but what was great, and it was, oh my goodness, it was so good. But what was great was that I still left quite a bit on the plate. Like, I left a whole piece of the brisket and a little bit of the mashed potatoes. I did eat like the whole cornbread, which was a big piece. It was like this big, and I ate it because it was so good. But you know, like what I learned from that, first of all, I don't regret anything because I really enjoyed that meal. And I stopped eating once I felt like I was getting a little bit too full. But it was still a little bit too late because I stopped eating early and had the waitress take my plate and everything. But by the time that it was like 15 minutes later and I was going out to the car, I felt so stuffed and I felt so like gross, like just overstuffed. And I haven't felt that way in months, just that like overly full feeling. So it was interesting. It was an interesting reflection for me at that point, because there was a time not that long ago when I would have sought that feeling of being like really full almost every meal and every day, where I liked that feeling of being full. And it's interesting because now that full feeling is like, it's very unpleasant for me now. So that was really interesting. And now I know for next time too, to like slow down when I'm eating. You know, now I know for next time because I really enjoyed the food. Like the food was amazing, but I don't want to leave the restaurant feeling gross like that. Like that takes away from the whole experience. So I'm feeling very talkative today. This video is probably going to be quite a few minutes long. So if you're still with me, thank you. I'm going to try to speed through the rest so that I don't have to take too much of your time. And as you can see, I'm absolutely freezing. It's just really cold today. It's like 30 something degrees Fahrenheit outside, and we still have our air conditioners in the window because we just have to take them out of the window and put them away. So it's so cold. So that's why I'm bundled up like this. So this week is really exciting. Tomorrow is election day. And by the time that this video gets uploaded, we'll probably know a little bit more about what's happening. But that's tomorrow. And tomorrow is also the day that I'm going to be running my 5K. I had tried to run it on Sunday. I had planned for a few weeks to run it on Sunday, and I had checked the weather the week before, the day before, and I knew what time I was going to run, and I was all set. And then by the time that I went outside, it had started raining like 2 hours earlier than predicted. So the weather changed multiple times. And I was so disappointed. I was so sad because I was so excited. Like, I had my running gear on. I fueled my body. I stretched. I posted on my Instagram account. And I was just so mentally prepared. And then to get outside and see the rain, I was like, ugh. Now, don't get me wrong. I would have run in the rain, but like, I have been training for this moment for 9 weeks, doing the Couch to 5K program, and I was like, I don't want this momentous occasion to be like blah with the rain and the cold. So I was like, you know what, let's just reschedule. But I was so sad. I came inside and started crying because I was just so disappointed. But it's okay because I'll do it on Tuesday, tomorrow, and it'll be a much better experience and something I'll remember. So it's all good. But I'm doing it tomorrow, and I can't wait because, like, this is my fitness goal for the year. So since I started trying to lose weight in August, I established my goal that in the year 2020, I want to run a 5K, and now I'm going to do it. So that's going to happen. I also meal planned for this week. So I'm going to make beef stroganoff, pork chops, and chicken sausage with bow tie pasta. So I'm really excited about that. And the other thing is that, so now that I'm going to be achieving my 5K goal and it's getting colder outside, I'm starting to feel myself get a little hesitant to run. I do still want to continue running, but once it gets to be around 30 degrees Fahrenheit, I might have to stop and come inside. So I'm trying to think of some cold weather indoor exercise, either routines or challenges that I can do between November and probably like February to keep myself active. So if you have any suggestions or recommendations, please feel free to comment below because I want to hear your ideas and see if there's anything that would help. I would really, really appreciate it. So thank you. All right, so now for this week's weigh-in results. Good news, happy news, is that I did lose 2.4 pounds from last week. You may remember last week I gained 0.6. So that's why this week is a little bit more of a bigger loss with the 2.4. And that brings my total down to 24.4 pounds lost. I am only 0.6 pounds away from hitting 25% of my goal, since my goal is to lose 100 pounds. The other thing is that I hit a new decade this week. So I'm still not sharing my actual weight with YouTube yet because I'm just like not mentally ready yet. But I did hit a new decade and I just love that feeling. Like, there's certain markers when you're losing weight that feel really good. One is when you get to like the 9. So like when you hit a new decade and you get to the 9. So like, for example, if you're like 180 and then you get to 179, it's like, oh, it's a new decade. You hit the 70s. I actually, this week is the first time that I'm starting to feel like, oh, I'm really starting to see results and have success on my program on this journey. For me, once I have started hitting the 20-something pounds lost, that's when I start to feel like, oh, I'm really getting somewhere with this program. And so I know from my past experiences, that's also when I start to feel a little bit tired and where I start to want to think about quitting. So I'm going to just practice mindfulness and awareness and notice when I start to have some of those self-doubting thoughts because I don't want to quit and I don't want to doubt myself. I know that I can do this. I am feeling really good about just how things are going, where this journey is taking me. I am not on a diet. I am just tracking what I'm eating, making sure that my meals are balanced, paying attention to how I feel after I eat certain things, and just really trying to like make sure that I'm not eating too much or too many of things that aren't necessarily nutritionally good for you. So I feel like this is really working for me right now. So that's where we are. I also want to show you my weight loss tracker. So I mentioned it last video that I track my weight in a few different places. One is in my calendar, and then another one is online. So I have a spreadsheet that I use to track my weight, and then I also track it in the Lose It app, which is what I use to track my food intake as well, just so that it can update my calories. So yeah, so I'm going to stop for a second and show you my tracker. This is the very simple spreadsheet that I use to track my weight. So this is just a Google sheet with weight loss tracker, and I have the date. Column B is hidden right now, but that is where I record my actual weight. And then column C is the weekly change from the week before. So anything green is a loss, and anything orange is a gain. And then I also have in column D the total lost to date. As you can see, I've mainly lost most weeks, which thank goodness I'm so grateful for. And the few times that I did gain, it was really just a small gain. So that's been pretty positive. So fortunately, I've had pretty consistent results, and you can see that it took me about 3 months to lose the 24.4 pounds. So that's how I track my weight. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video and support me in my weight loss journey. It really means the world to me. Like, I need all the support that I can get on this journey because it's very hard, and I love hearing from my viewers in the comments just about your own experiences and things that you liked or that resonated with you from the videos. So thank you, and please continue to keep sharing those thoughts and insights. So I hope everybody has a really great week and a happy first week of November, a new month, a fresh start. I know we're going to make it really great. So thank you so much, everybody, and I'll talk to you soon.